Superman director James Gunn recently claimed that faith in God led him to success. That's great. I'm glad that he is a believer. However, he then went on to claim that God does not care if you believe in him. That is a heretical point of view, and it begs the question as to who James Gunn is actually referring to when he says God. Roll this up over at phantompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. So he did this in an interview with Rolling Stone to promote the upcoming DC Studios film. He shared that he had a spiritual awakening, which he also described as a vision from God telling him to finish his projects. After explaining that his early goals in life were to become a rock star, be noticed, and make money, Gunn shared, I really wanted to make a living as an artist, and then of course I wanted to be famous and all of those things, so I really was just trying whatever. And for me, the whole secret was finishing whatever I started. It did feel like I had a bunch of half projects out there until I was in my mid-20s. To that point, he shared that he had written 51 first chapters of novels, but had never finished them. He went on and said, and then at a certain point, I just had the realization, which was in the form of a spiritual awakening, which was just to finish what you start. There he is in Brazil, posing underneath the statue of Jesus Christ there. He then revealed his spiritual awakening happened when he was ghostwriting a book for Troma co-founder Lloyd Kaufman. That's exactly what it was. I was writing the book for Lloyd, and I wanted to quit because it was effing killing me. I didn't have a small ego, and I felt like I was doing a lot of things for Troma, and I didn't feel like I was getting any respect for it. And now I'm ghostwriting something that I thought was hilarious, and the more I was writing it and the funnier I thought it was, the more resentful I was becoming. So I talked to Lloyd about, I think I got to stop, which was crazy because I got paid money to do it. And a lot of this is really ungrateful of me. I'm not saying this in any good way, but I'm effing driven. And that's when I had that awakening, which was to finish what you start. And so then I went back and I finished the book. I still hated doing it, but the minute that happened, my life changed within weeks, literally within weeks, because that's when I wrote the 2000 indie film, The Specials, and finished that. And instantly everything happened. I think the implication there is that he was on the path to success after receiving this vision and I guess following what it was telling him to do or what he thought it was telling him to do. He then went on to reveal this spiritual awakening was part of a vision he had, 1,000%. That one was what kept me awake for. That one was long. That was the most intense ever. When asked to provide details, he shared, I mean, it's long. But my whole life is based on that effing whatever that was. I have no clue how long it was. Maybe it was an hour. Maybe it was 7 hours. But yeah, it was really just aligning a lot of the things I believed about myself, about finishing what you start, about it's not my business whether people think of my crap. My business is doing what I do, and that's it. It was my faith in God, which is a big part of who I am. And yet at the same time, I don't think God really cares whether you believe in him or not. But I heard finish what you start. That was like hearing the voice of God as if it was completely outside of me. So that is what he said. He said that he had this vision. It told him to finish what he started. He, I guess, took the advice of the vision, and he found success after that. So it's unclear if Gunn is referring to Jesus Christ and the triune God. I don't think he is, given the fact that he's claiming that he doesn't think that God really cares whether you believe in him or not. That's just contrary to everything we know about God and Jesus Christ. You go to the Gospel of Matthew 22, 37 through 38. Jesus says, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. The greatest and the first commandment is you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Directly contrary to Gunn's claim that God really doesn't care whether you believe in him or not. You can go back to Exodus 20, 2 through 3. He informed Moses, I am Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall not have other gods beside me. God reiterates this in Deuteronomy 5, 6 through 7. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall not have other gods beside me. You can go back, you can go to the Gospel of Luke, chapter 12, 6 through 9. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 small coins? Yet not one of them has escaped the notice of God. Even the hairs of your head have all been counted. Do not be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. I tell you, everyone who acknowledges me before others, the Son of Man will acknowledge before the angels of God. But whoever denies me before others will be denied before the angels of God. So the idea that God does not care whether you believe in him or not is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not sure that James Gunn is actually referring to Jesus Christ, referring to the triune God, because there is an individual who probably doesn't care whether you believe in him or not, or would much rather you don't think that he exists, and that is Satan. Satan doesn't want you to know that he is actually real, so he can go about destroying you and destroying your soul and robbing you of the promise that God has for you, the salvation of eternal life. So who knows if that is what James Gunn is saying, but I definitely don't think he's talking about Jesus Christ. He's not talking about the triune God. And so I definitely do think it begs the question of who is he referring to here when he says that it was my faith in God, which is a big part of who I am. And yet at the same time, I don't think God really cares whether you believe in him or not. Who is he actually talking about here? I don't know. Maybe he will provide some more answers into the future. But at this point, he's clearly not talking about Jesus Christ. He's clearly not talking about the triune God, because this claim right here that God really doesn't care whether you believe in him or not is heretical. It is the complete opposite of what Jesus told us and what God communicated to the Israelites through Moses. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.
Why would you be afraid of the people? Why are you not afraid of God instead of man?